All right, guys. All right. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've done one of these. It's because I'm busy. All right, I'm a student. I got school to do, and it's kind of more important than this YouTube channel right now. But I'm back on the channel because we're making it out the trenches in 2025. All right, we're making it out the trenches. We're making it out the basement. We're making out the shed. We're making it out of the abandoned home that I live in. We're making it out of the foster home. We're doing it all, dude. And yeah, you know how we do one take. We just do the picks videos in one take, and I got some other things I want to talk about, but we're doing it in one take. So here we go. Demopulus versus Alinsad. Alinsad. I'm gonna go with Alinsad. I think she fought Julia Pilastri on the Contender Series. I think they went to a decision. Like maybe it was a draw. I think it's been a while, but I'm gonna go with Vanessa Demopulus. All right. Now Henry versus Falcao. Gonna go with Henry. Dude, what is that last name? Look Boomy, Look Boonme, Look Boonme, Nunez. Jesus, bro, we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for these fight nights, bro. Dana, just do less events, and we can stack up every other event to the to the max, dude. Because they're just trying to compete with sports. Hey, we're never gonna beat basketball. We're never gonna beat the NFL. We're never gonna beat MLB. We can beat hockey if we stack up these cards good, but the other three main sports, we're never gonna beat them. So how about instead of doing it on a weekly thing, or even we pretty much have an event almost weekly at this point. Instead of doing that, why don't we just do like 2 events a month, 3 at the most? But whatever, dude. Look Boonme, Nunez, we go with Look Boonme. She's Chinese. They're good. Miki Frunze, gonna go with Miki. Belbita Barbosa, gotta go with Barbosa. Belbita sucks, dude. She sucks. She literally got her arm broken by Molly McCann in her last fight. I think she got her arm broken. So we're gonna go with Barbosa. Grant versus Santos. I like Davy Grant. He's old though. He's a crafty vet. I am gonna. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Davy Grant, man. Although he is older, I feel like he's just having a second wind. This old dog is learning new tricks. You know what I mean? Ode Osborne versus Gurul. How shit is Ode Osborne after seeing fucking Rodriguez get fraud check last week? Oh, thank God. Lazy boy got fraud checked. Never going to pick Osborne to win a fight ever, ever, ever. So I'm going to go with Gurul. Finney versus Valentin. Oh, dude, this one hurts, dude. I like Finney. Torres Finney. 2 last names for a name. Sick. A last name for a first name. Let's go. Robert Valentin, the Viking. Oh man, dude. I'm gonna go with Valentin. He's got the height and the reach, and I'm gonna say he has the durability as well. Finney's good, but there's a reason why he didn't get on the Contender Series after in like 3 tries. It took him 3 tries to get to get in the UFC. He's built weird, you know what I mean? Like I can't see this guy be champion. I can see him, having brawls and having cool fights. I think this is going to be a cool fight, but I'm not going to pick him to like beat high level guys like I believe Valentin is. And he had a good fight with Ryan Loder, that was his name, right? With Loder. Oh man, it sucked to see him lose that too, but thank God he's finally on the UFC. He's finally on a card, on a main card too, because he is really good and he's really exciting. And I think the UFC would be in a better position if he had won instead of Loder, but it's fine. We're gonna take Valentin on that one. The GOAT, GM3, most finishes in middleweight history, dude. He only took 1 punch off Chimaev, dude. That's just because Chimaev couldn't lay anything else on him. Like this guy fraud checks people. And Gerald Meerschaert, Brad Tavares. Who did Tavares fight last? He fought, Jung Young Park? And that was a decision. Was it a split? Ooh. Honestly, I'm going to go with Meerschaert. I think on the ground, I know Brad Tavares supposedly has insane takedown defense, but he hasn't fought GM3, all right? GM3 almost knocked out Rainer de Ritter. I believe in the first round. He had him on the ropes. Rainer de Ritter, he's a very good fighter, so he was able to finish strong and end up getting the finish on Meerschaert. But I think Meerschaert, regardless of how shit he is or how amazing he is, I think he's just better than Brad Tavares at this point. I mean, if you asked me like 2 years ago, I would have said like Tavares all day, every day. But Tavares is very much on the decline. Next, Bude versus Nizachikwu. Nizuchuku. I mean, what are we doing here? Nizuchuku is a really good fighter. He was all right at light heavyweight, but he's coming to his own at heavyweight. So I think he's gonna make a run, a pretty decent run, definitely crack into the top 10 at least. Romanus versus Lee. Ooh, dude, this is a good one. I'm gonna go with Lee. Asian guys beat black guys in the UFC. No, I'm just joking. That's not a thing. But I'm gonna go with Lee. Sabatini, Brito. I love this one, dude. Brito is fucking good, dude. He's tough. He is crazy knockouts, dude. He fucks people up in there. And Pat Sabatini, he's okay. I mean, he's good. Yeah, he got early KO'd in the first against Diego Lopez, but it's Diego Lopez. He's fighting for the belt next, so it's not like that guy Diego Lopez is like some bum. And the Sabatini had a great performance. I believe he got a rear naked in his last fight. He had a great performance in his last fight. I'm gonna go with Brito though. I think Brito has the power in his hands to put away Sabatini, and if he gets to the ground, we've seen that Brito can survive. He can also fight his way back up. So I'm gonna go with Brito on this one. And then for the main event, Murphy versus Emmett. Ooh, man, dude, it's hard, man. So I think since Josh Emmett's last fight, Murphy has fought twice. He fought, what's his face, Barbosa, and he fought Danny Ige. The Barbosa fight was interesting because Barbosa was coming off a win, I believe, to Billy Quarantillo, Billy Q. Billy Q sucks, so I don't know how much stock you want to put into that. But Barbosa does lose fights, and he loses them pretty convincingly to good competition, like Giga Chikadze, Murphy. I believe he lost to Arnold Allen as well. So he does lose fights. We've seen this guy lose. So I don't know how much stock I want to put into that, but I want to pay attention to the Ige fight. I think Josh Emmett would beat Dan Ige, assuming they haven't fought before. I can't remember. It's been a while. I need to brush up on my history. But I'm honestly going to go with Josh Emmett. This is going to be a brawl, and I don't believe Murphy has the ground game to submit Emmett like Yair Rodriguez did. And I also feel like that was a bit of a fraudulent, submission. That was a fraud submission because Emmett kind of put himself in that, smelling the finish. And that was just his mistake. If he had just been more patient, that wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with Josh Emmett in a very close brawl with Murphy. LeBron Murphy is old. He's young in his career because he barely started later in life, but he is old. So I don't think age is really going to play too much of a factor in this. So I'm going to go with Emmett. He's going to win a close decision against Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy's an alright fighter, but he's not good enough to be at the top, bro, to hang with the big dogs. You know what I mean? Especially at featherweight, a great division like featherweight. Alright, so that's what I got. I'm going with Emmett. Now, moving on. I put these in the order that matters to me. So, Machado Prates, dude. Kansas City main event at the end of this month. Sick fight. Khalil Rountree and Jamal Hill unfortunately had to be canceled. I think Jamal Hill said he had an injury. They're going to reschedule it for a later date. They'll probably do an international fight week in June, something like that. But this is a great fight, man. I love this fight. With that being said, it's probably not going to be good. Let's be real. I don't think about Ian Gary's last two fights. He's not the best striker in the welterweight. I don't think he ever really was. Honestly, think of his last three fights. They haven't been good. They haven't been exciting at all. He, what was it? He fights Jeff Neal. Very lackluster performance. I believe that was a split decision for Ian Gary. And then next he fights MVP in a lay and pray, boring-ass decision. Lame. Wasn't really exciting at all. And then he fights Shavkat in a very tit-for-tat, same thing, hugging up against the cage, getting takedowns, getting back up, getting taken down again. He's not an exciting fighter anymore. I don't think so. At least I don't think so. I don't know how you guys feel. And Carlos Prates is, and he has crazy power in his hands. And if I was Ian Gary, I would just try and take him down and smother him. Smother him up against the cage, work the clinch, take him down. We haven't seen Prates' ground game. We don't know how actually good he is on the ground. And that's a big question mark. And I think Ian Gary is going to put it to the test, and we're going to see. Prates could totally get fraud checked in this fight. And, he could make the fighting nerds look human which is, people think they're superhuman at this point. Everyone thinks that all these guys are going to end up champions in their weight divisions, but I think Ian Gary has the power to change that narrative. And honestly, I think I'm going to go with Ian Gary in this to just get a very boring lay and pray clinch work up against the cage decision. The only way I think Prates is going to win is if he catches him early. Because I don't know how Prates is going to do in the later rounds either, because Prates is a fucking chain smoker and a drinker. Regardless of how fit, how slim he is and all that stuff, he's a freaking smoker, dude. He's a chain smoker and a drinker. So we'll see how that works. We'll see how that works out. I don't know, dude. You can have as many good genetics as you want. Smoking and drinking is going to catch up to you eventually. Next, O'Malley Dvalishvili. Fuck this fight. Fuck Sean O'Malley. Does he really have that much stock after the loss? I feel like even before the fight, he didn't have much stock. People don't really I feel like if you're a casual, Sean O'Malley is the man. And that's what Sean O'Malley brings. He brings the casual fan base, which is what the UFC needs. Trying to get more fans of the sport. We need a guy who can appeal to the casuals. He goes on Nelk Boys and, Logan Paul, Drewski, all those kinds of guys. That's what Sean O'Malley, that's the purpose he serves. He's not for the hardcores. He's for the casuals. But, and I can see from the UFC's perspective, if we want to bring more casuals, we need a guy like Sean O'Malley fighting for the belt. And it was a close fight. It was a pretty close fight, as boring and kind of lame as it was. It was a close fight. So I can see why they're giving him the title shot. It's just lame. The way I see it is that this is Sean O'Malley's last chance. If he loses this, he's done, dude. His stock is completely depleted. There's nothing left for us to get out of this. For us to get from him, there's nothing left. So, yeah, I mean, because also too, bantamweight, other than the top 5, it's really just not that exciting. So other than maybe a Jan rematch is the only thing else that's good out there for him in the rankings. The only good fight you could put together for him that people would like. Other than that, I don't think really anybody would be super excited for anything. Especially if he loses this, it'd be like, oh, well, I think everyone in the top 5 beats him now. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Merab, though. I think he's a great fighter. He's the machine. It's just going to be the first fight. I genuinely believe it's going to be the first fight. As of right now, I don't see O'Malley getting the finish or having any answer for him in the grappling. If Merab fails the takedown, he's going to go for one again. And he's going to take him down over and over and over again until he gets the win. Next. Ooh, this is what we've been waiting for. The beautiful Kayla Harrison. She's wearing so much makeup in that picture. That's insane. If you ever go to her Instagram and you see her training, she literally looks like a dude. It's insane. Pena versus Harrison. Fuck Juliana Pena. She's just so fucking annoying, dude. I just want her gone. She is so annoying. I hope Kayla Harrison finishes her. And I don't think she will, to be honest. Pena is really good on the ground. And she actually is pretty damn durable. And she has a lot of heart. We saw that in the second Nunez fight. Nunez was beating the shit out of her. And she stayed in there for a decision. So, and I don't think Kayla Harrison has good enough striking to put away Pena. And, she can get takedowns. Maybe she has pretty good jiu-jitsu, but I don't know if she could submit Pena either. So I think this is going to also be a very boring fight. This is kind of like 306 all over again. We're going to have a boring women's fight followed by a boring main event. Literally. Same main event, just different chicks for the co-main. Yeah, man. I'm probably going to pick Kayla Harrison to win this. Just because I don't care for Juliana Pena. I don't think she's that good. And I don't think she won either. I don't think she beat Raquel Pennington, but whatever. So, yeah, man. Kayla Harrison for the win. Let me know what you guys think. We got some exciting stuff to look forward to, guys. It's good to be a UFC fan. Always.